Yeah, I think like for one, I think anybody watching, I think it's super important to do free work to start if you're new at this stuff. I know it's tough,
true.
like camera gear is mad expensive. I get that. We've all been through it, right?
Yeah,
Like,
I think everyone like has like you've made a dent in your pocket a little
oh
bit. Like, but it's
yes,
an
yeah,
investment. Like I always tell people, like, I just bought this lens for X amount of dollars, but it'll pay itself off in
Ex-
one client shoot or a wedding or a game or whatever. It pays itself off. It's an investment.
exactly. And so, you know, for one, I think doing free things, like doing stuff for free is huge to start. I think like for me, I did a lot of stuff in college, right? So I was, providing value to athletes that wanted content, like they were going to tag me in their stuff. So one, it helps you grow a following. Two, it's getting your work out there and your name. So you're kind of building in a way just like a name for yourself. But even doing stuff for fun, like you got to love what you do. And I think like that's one thing that helped get me to where I am, because there were like hockey edits I would do just for fun, just because I thought like maybe there's a sick play or something that, someone made, whether it was like a Matthews video or like I've done a lot of stuff with Rasmus Dahlin over the years.
Yeah.
And I've built a pretty close relationship with him over the years. And just putting my work out there, I think like really helped get me to this spot, and not thinking like, oh, if I'm not getting paid, I'm not putting the work out. Like, no, you have to post work, because if you don't post work, how are people going to know who you are, what you do?
It's twofold. Like I think I tell people all the time, like they're like, how do I get started? I'm like, just go and shoot whatever sports team you have and then go and post it. Like it is literally that. And it's just rinse and repeat,
and these players love it at an amateur age too, because they have stuff to post on their page, whatever. They can promote themselves, they could send it off to scouts or whatever. And but so to kind of fast forward too, like as I was putting out all this work, like it's allowed me to work with brands like CCM, Sherwood, obviously Bleacher Report a lot, and then also like the Chicklets crew. And Nicole had reached out to me last summer on Instagram, super randomly, but about the position, just asked if I'd be interested in like getting on a call. I didn't even think it was going to be an interview. She just said it was going to be if we can just get on a call. And it ended up being an interview.
Damn.
So which was pretty cool. And my buddy Josh, also known as Tape Kage, referred me. So shout out Josh.
Yo, just to work with the gang. Just to work with the gang.
Yeah.
Shout out Josh.
He referred me to Nicole, and I remember getting the DM and like my heart dropped. I was like, yo, what? This is not real right now. So like I remember it was probably a year. Well, after, I think it was a couple weeks after the finals last year. And I remember I was getting so antsy, like after that first call, like I'm like, damn, like I don't know if this is something maybe I might either one, be too overqualified for it, just because I've told her a lot of different things I do, like with the Edition brand, and then all of like the freelance stuff that I did. And I also had a chance to work with Tyreek Hill when he first launched his podcast, when he got traded to Miami. So talked a lot about that, like in my interview, and just my experience with that. And that was just like a whole thing that really opened my eyes to a lot. And like I had to learn a lot on the fly, but that was a super cool experience. Like I think having all of those, putting out that free work, but then also getting to work with these big athletes and these big brands, I think helped really get me to where I wanted to be naturally. And it wasn't something that I, just went on Indeed and, applied for this position, right? Like it was, I got reached out to, and like I'm super
and it was after you put in the work too. And,
exactly. Yeah.
And we talked about this. We were out last time. We were talking about this. I feel like a lot of people have this assumption that like you're just gonna find it, but like you have to put in a lot of groundwork. Like you really, like for me, like I said to you guys yesterday, like I worked for doing this for 5 years alongside my part-time jobs and everything before I even got a whiff of getting to this level. And I think you guys can relate in yourself. Like you were telling me you were doing grounds crew forever. You were doing this for with your high school team. You were just doing this at the amateur level. And like there are levels to this, like to getting to this point, right?